up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Wow, what an incredible lineup we have today. And I know, again, every single week I say this, but I mean, last week we had, the President of the United Nations, Newt Gingrich, founder of UGG. The list just keeps going on and on. But this morning, well, before I introduce our first couple heroes, let me tell you who we've got later on the show. You've probably eaten at one of his restaurants, right? Probably Burger King, maybe Denny's, Peter Piper Pizza, Del Taco. Well, he's been the president or CEO of every single one of these, and wait till you hear what he's got going on now. We'll be ending the show with a performance coach who has a special thing about Sparkle and why they call her Sparkle. But let's get started first with our first hero. Now, when you have an exciting job, you call it a career. When your career is 100% of an adrenaline rush, and someone asks you what you do for a living, you say you're living life. And that's what our next hero has done. It's Bob Bondurant, live in the studio, founder and owner of Bondurant Racing School, which is internationally recognized as the leading authority of advanced driver training. I mean, he's been on the forefront of professional driving and instruction since 1968. Bob, most important is, what drove you to race cars and the adrenaline rush that would last the rest of your life?
Oh, my dad took me to the midget auto races every Thursday night, and I thought, wow, I want to race cars.
I mean, did you ever think you'd be doing this for your career?
No, but the funny is, I've never raced a midget car. I raced everything else but that.
Wow. And share with me, though, what it must feel like to go so fast around a track with your heart basically jumping out. I mean, how fast do you go?
As fast as that car will go on that track.
I mean, is it 100 miles an hour, 150, 120?
Yeah, 24 hours Le Mans, I went 212 miles an hour.
All right, 212 miles an hour. I mean, I can't even fathom that, because when I'm going over about 75 or 80, it just starts trembling and stuff. Tell us, though, what it must feel like.
Well, it feels fantastic. And I get to it easy. I don't just stand on the gas and go 212. I back off a little bit and then back off, and then I'm on it. And it feels fantastic. Okay. And after that corner, the next corner was 36 miles an hour. So I was going for 212. I used all the road to get there, and then 36.
So you're going from 212 to 36 miles an hour back and forth. That's amazing. And what's
all the way around the track? You don't do the same speed. You do as fast as you can in that particular corner.
Got it. Okay. And what about with the other cars surrounding you and that? I mean, how do you? You don't have a rear view mirror. You don't have the radio on, so it's pretty stressful.
And no speedometer. You're just racing everyone, and all of us want to win.
Unbelievable. What's amazing is that you've given the opportunity now for others to also experience this. You've had hundreds of thousands of students ranging from housewives, racers, celebrities, teenagers, professionals, police officers even, race on your track, which can be seen at Bondurant.com. That's Bondurant.com. We'll also have the clip on Eliances.com, where entrepreneurs align. I mean, what have you found most interesting among the students, though, that you've had?
Well, I've had so many neat students. Paul Newman, Robert Wagner for the movie Winning. And then I worked on the Grand Prix movie with John Frankenheimer, and I worked at different jobs at it, and we were racing Formula One at the same time on that movie. because that movie was all about Formula One Grand Prix. And that was fantastic. And it's fun to do. And I learn so much every time I do one.
Incredible.
And we ran the first series of it, then we looked at the film, and it was too fast. So we had to slow it down for people to really see it the way it was. But it was neat. And every time you do something like that, you learn more, and I love it.
Incredible. Bondurant. I mean, the race car legend and owner of Bondurant.com, and you're listening to Eliances Heroes with me, David Cogan. Be a hero. Go to where entrepreneurs align. Be part of the community at Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com. Now, Bob, my son, loves it when I drive fast. He feels like it's a roller coaster. What advice, though, do you have for kids to get on the right track who want to be a race car driver and or as successful as you have been and having such a strong passion for what you do?
Well, teenagers, we have a fantastic 1 and 2 day teenage course because we're all teens at once. One time, and we want to make them safe yet have fun. So we work that every week. And then some of them want to go up and be a race driver. So when you do that, you come back to school, we have 3 and 4 day Grand Prix racing courses. And so a lot of them come back and race and say, wow, this is fantastic. And a 4 day Grand Prix course is worth about 2.5 days of real racing.
Wow. And what I like about it, too, and from what I've seen on your website, and that is you provide all the training. It's a safe environment, which is
absolutely
maybe somewhat different as of being a professional race car driver on the track where it's such high competitive in that. I mean, the scariest thing about being a race car driver must be the chance of crashing in that. Tell me about particularly the crash that you had, and more importantly, how you stay motivated to stay in the industry after this. Because let's talk about what happened at the Watkins Glen.
Well, I lived in two worlds of my life, racing here and in Europe, winning at Le Mans, a 24-hour race, won the world, and then we heard that they're going to have a 200-mile-an-hour series. I'm all about that. So I came back home and started racing that series, doing really well. And at Watkins Glen, I was going through a corner to 150 miles an hour, and the right steering arm broke, went off, hit the embankment head on. And one time, we were all of us Formula One drivers, we want to save ourselves physically as much as we can. And one came up with the idea, just before you're going to hit something, just take a quick deep breath, milliseconds before a hit. I remember just go, it relaxes your upper body, arms, chest, everything. And doing that, and I flipped 8 times end over end and rolled over. And I went as high as a bunch of trees, way up. And then I started coming down. I thought, ooh, this can be Bondurant, a real bad one, Bondurant. And that's the last thing I remember. And woke up in the hospital, and the doc came in, and I said, so how soon am I getting out? He said, you're going to be here for a long time. And I said, what's wrong with me? He told me, he said, you have head injuries, you'll heal. You broke 3 ribs, heal. I thought, oh, that's not bad. Then he said, I can't have you set up, or you could become paralyzed. And I broke my both knees and both feet, every bone in both feet. And he said, you'll never walk. And I had taught James Garner and the other actors for the movie Grand Prix, and I thought, somehow I am going to walk. And we put that together. I had no spring yellow corner pad. I wrote down everything I'd do need for a school. And so do everything today, just like I talked about then.
And we've got a little less than a minute left, but I have to ask you, going and experiencing that, I mean, most people would be scared to ever go in a car again. Yet the rest of your entire career still involved race cars. How do you do that?
You just do it. You love it, and you put it together, and you just put it together and do it. And I love it.
Incredible. Also, too, is thank you, too, to Stacey Weber and ChildHelp for nominating, that's right, Bob Bondurant and his incredible wife for their involvement in Child's Help effort to save children from abuse and get them on the path to brighter days. Go to childhelp.org to learn more. Bob, you're a legend. Corvette, NASCAR, Sports Car Hall of Fames. You've consulted on movies. You teach others how to drive at amazing speeds with technique and safety. With that, Bob, you've been on the forefront. You entertain others. You teach. That's what a hero does. Thank you for being here. Bob Bondurant with Bondurant.com.
Thank you very much, David. I loved it.